Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope everybody is really doing well, and welcome to this live stream. Well, yesterday, honestly speaking, I was really expecting BTC to hit my golden pocket zone at 79,663, and that's where we had our orders. Ideally, as I mentioned, it should have been around 78.3, but I was like, no, we will front run it to golden pocket zone with the widest stop loss. And even the front run orders got front run basically. So it's very surprising, honestly speaking, that kind of a manipulation that happened at the end. So just missed my bids by $200 and got a very good bounce, roughly around 7%, the 5K move. So damn unlucky, honestly speaking. The thing is, it's just not getting over my head at this point. But nevertheless, just going to play the levels, and there are two possibilities right now on BTC, ladies and gentlemen. And before we go down to BTC, let's also deep dive into the USDT dominance. Well, a USDT dominance, as I mentioned, I wanted to go back to 702, 786 Fibonacci levels. It went till 5.57. I wasn't expecting that sort of a rejection from there because we had a very nice H4 bullish divergence. And now that we have lost the RSI, meaning that the move is turning more bullish than, bearish for the market. So basically, USD dominance is turning bearish at the moment. The only thing that is, that is on the way for the market to pump is this line, blue line, that is 5.24% levels. That's the only thing USDT dominance is holding up. Once it gives up these levels, the way we got a faster move up, a very similar move you will see on the downside with no pullback or retest. There won't be any pullback or retest, and you will be more likely going to see a move towards 4.5 to maybe even 4.2% levels. Basically, this is a very nice order block that we have now. I'm just gonna tell you that that's the reason I just went long on Bitcoin over here at 83.8 basically, and sorry, 83.9, and this is the reason. And there are two possibilities over here because BTC is giving me two posters. I'm not sure what exactly LTF on the USD dominance looks like, but if you just look at the breakdown of the USD dom on the 1 hour time frame, very clear, you guys can see over here that the move on the downside was some sort of A, B, and maybe this is some sort of a wave C, which I'm not sure, or maybe some sort of a WXYXZ. But let's say this was some sort of a corrective move on the downside. Then you got a very nice, bear, I would say, channel, which are meaning A, B, and you got a 5-wave move for the wave C. So that was a wave C, and the very similar degree of wave we should be getting on the downside like this. Now, this already got a move like here. Remember, when we got a move like here, we always get a bounce like a dead cat or something like that. But possibility that we can go bounce like this, there is a possibility, of course, and a fake out, and then we start dumping heavily. Basically, the weekend tomorrow might give us a pump. Now the blood moon is over. Remember my live stream from 2 days back when I mentioned that we will pump on the blood moon. Yeah, and that's what we did. We did pumped on the day of the blood moon. Basically, we pumped up yesterday the blood moon from the night 13th of night to yesterday. But remember, we also saw in 2022 May, if you remember, just going back to the 2022 May, basically here. So whenever the price go for some sort of a double top sort of a thing, so this was a double top basically. Let's say if this is a double top, and so you got a double top. This was a clear A, B, and C for sure. And once the price closes as under these highs, there is a probability that the market can give us a move to the 786 Fibonacci levels, or the best would be the 702 Fibonacci levels. Like this, we went to the 702 Fibonacci levels here. So it's going to be a lot of tricky moves, ups and downs sort of thing. But for that, I think the best would be to go around 0.61, a golden pocket zone, and maybe slightly above. And that is where the thing gets, tricky. I mean, if you remember, even this move that we had in 2022, it front run the golden pocket zone, pumped up, make highs on the blood moon. That was 15th of May 2022. Exactly that day we pumped up, and then we started reversing, dumping down back to 702 Fibonacci levels, taking the liquidity, and then we had another massive move on an upside. So there are two possibilities, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the first possibility, okay? And to see if this possibility works, how the price would normally follow. So just going to keep it over here, from the perspective of Bitcoin. I'm not talking about the USD dominance. USD dominance is very, very clear to me at the moment, but something is not aligning with the Bitcoin basically. So, either two possibilities, you can just check it on. So you got a highs like this, okay? Just trying to make sense out of the market basically, so that we just don't get caught off guard for something. And so you see, we front run the golden pocket zone. And what is the possibility? I mean, till the price don't reclaim 84.5, there is a chance and a probability that the price might do something like this. We go back down to 79.8, give us a bounce to the order block 83, do some ping pong like a triangle, dump it down to 78.9 or 78.3, and pump it up to take the liquidity in an order block around 86.5 to maybe can push it up to 88. So that is a one possibility. So something we need to keep eyes on. Now, of course, we have took a long on BTC. The long on BTC on the lower term time frame, we have took it considering it was holding EMA 200 on the H1 basically. So we'll come to that level as well. So this is the first possibility for BTC. Now, if we just go back to the 2021 blood moon, what exactly the price did after the blood moon? Okay, so let's just also follow that as well, so that we know basically what we can expect. 25th of May 2021 was the blood moon, basically this one. So we pumped up on the blood moon. We bought up 2 days before the blood moon, but if you look at this thing, it did bottomed and it did went to 786 Fibonacci levels, and I was really expecting this sort of a move if we are very, very bullish, on the hard term time frame, to give out an upside move of 100k. But we nevertheless, we did not even reach to 0618 and just bounce it off. So practically, one thing is for sure, what I can see is that after the blood moon, once the blood moon ends, we go for a sideways, and we come back down in an M pattern formation. So that is a very clean M pattern formation, very, very, very clean M pattern. You see, the price is gonna hold up this lows for sure, and then we will see some nasty bounce up on and upwards, meaning if this is how the price needs to follow, but I do think this will not follow. The reason, in 2021 we did not sweep up the highs. We never did that. We made not higher new highs, but we made lower highs. So let's say even if this is the case, and if something like this plays out for a blood moon, and there were other blood moons as well in 2020. This November we had a blood moon, but I'm not going to consider that blood moon because that was the second blood moon of the year. I'm just going to focus on the first blood moon of the year. So the possibility, another possibility for these things to play out would be that we go, as I mentioned, like this on the downside, maybe 786, and then we push up like this one more time to retest the resistance and then further to go for a sweep to 75k, and then we start reversing. So this is the only two possibility I see on BTC at the moment. I really don't have any other two possibilities. So both are eventually, both will pump up to the target of 88,000 to 89k eventually. But we are not here for the eventual targets. I mean, from the blood moon perspective, this is what I see. Now, if I look at from the USD dominance perspective, let's say the wave count that we had just saw the USD dominance wave count, I mean, few minutes back. Looking to that wave count, the thing that comes to my mind is this is A, this is B, and this is clearly wave C, which means that this is some sort of a three-wave move on and upside. Now, if the way we are holding the 5.24%, I would be very confident in longing the market, like going big. Once we lose this, then it would be a very good long basically. But if not, then there is still a possibility that we go for an order block, because we are now having a bearish engulfing candle again on daily. So if you see here the daily time frame, we got a bearish engulfing here, and then we got another bearish engulfing here. Basically, this is a double bearish engulfing, and that's the reason why I insist that these two might not play out, and that's why I went really aggressive on BTC. So the plan, the green one is a possibility it might play out, still play out. But the way I see the market at the moment is this is some sort of a 1-2-1-2 move basically, because if the move over here at 2nd of March 2025 was at 95k was your A wave, the move that we saw on the downside with the 3-wave move was your B wave, then your wave C would always be 5 waves impulsive move, which is going to be your C wave. So if this is the C wave, then this is 1, this is 2, typical 2, or you can say we can get irregular, expanded, flat. I'll show you that as well. And this is going to be something like this 3, 4, 5, meaning neither of this is likely going to play out. Neither. So the yellow one is a very low probability count, which I'm literally excluding it. Very low, less than 10% probability. The reason why I'm saying that, because we have a 2 double bearish engulfing candle on the daily. We are having a bearish divergence as well on the daily on the USD dominance. The price have lost the RSI based MA line, which is still bearish. And remember, I mentioned this as well. We're forming a very good head and shoulder as well. So practically speaking, you really don't need, there is a lot of fingers pointing at this chart tells me that we are bearish on USD dominance, and it doesn't make sense for me to be bullish at this point on the USD dominance. There is a bad divergence, there is RSI is losing momentum. So practically speaking, I would just not be simply be bullish. So the count that probably we can look for a bounce to 5.45%. Now this wave count that I mentioned, 5 waves, this 5 waves I'm giving a higher weight, basically the high probability at this moment. High probability in the sense more than 50% probability for this plays out. So this is wave 1. I'm just going to draw it in yellow color, okay, or maybe I'll draw in blue. This is wave 1. This is going to be our wave 2, just in case, God forbids, but just in case if we lose the levels of 83.7, I will close our longs and just going to wait for it to go for irregular flat. I'll come back to those. We're going to see wave 3 towards, of course, wave 3 always sweep up the high, so it's going to be nasty wave 3. And in my view, it's likely going to see a move to 2025 opens around 93.5. That's going to be wave 4, and wave 5 is going to take the highs towards 96, 97k. Now this is a wave, the bullish, scenario for the 5 waves. Now, why do I say that wave 2 is not in? Let's deep dive into the lower term time frame. So if you draw here the, I'm just going to probably hide this at the moment so that many will complain that your chart is very messy. Or maybe not clean, basically. people tend to tell me on the Twitter. So the thing is, there is a possibility, and the count is go like here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 5 waves, and then you got to move on the downside with 3 waves. That's like A, B, and C. So this is the 5 waves. This ABC might be wave A. The move on the upside is wave B with the volume very much sharp on an upside, meaning a lot of longs might get trapped, honestly speaking. So still there's a possibility, that we might, this lows are safe for now. 79.9 in my view is safe. However, there is a possibility that we can test the 0.382 Fibonacci levels or 0.236 Fibonacci levels, either of the two. And we're still going to be bullish. How? So practically your 5 waves move on an upside was your simple wave 1. And then we are forming a range sort of thing for the wave 2, an irregular expanded flat. 3, 4, 5, as I mentioned. 3, 4, 5 is going to be upside towards 96, 97. Okay. Just going to increase the degree of waves. Perfect. So this is possibility that there is a possibility this is wave, some sort of a wave A, and this is wave, C actually for a wave 2. So this is wave, A, B, and C for a wave 2. There is a possibility, and hence, just in case, I'm very much ready. If it loses the levels of 83.6, I'll definitely close my long, and I'll switch on to, not short, but definitely wait for the price to come back down to here. We will long, our stop loss would be under 77.8 then, because in any scenario, it should not go under 78.3 previous month lows basically. And after that, you can push up like this. So there are 2 possibilities over here. And that's the reason this is the irregular expanded flat. It looks to me like this way. So there are 2 possibilities over here for the wave count that I just mentioned on a, BTC at the moment. The yellow count, the yellow drawing lines. Oh, I forget. Let me just change the color to blue so that I can say yellow. So this blue line, the yellow, the first that I talked about, a very bearish move. I think that is a very, very low probability at the point, and hence doesn't make sense for it to play out at this point. So the focus is only and only on this structure to play at this point, either this blue one or the green one there, where we go for a 79.6K. And later on, we just go down to 79 or 78.3, which leads to a pump to 89K. So that's the crux of an analysis for BTC. Now, this also goes, this yellow, the blue wave count perfectly aligns with the USD dominance on the lower term time frame. How? This way. So you can see we can just push up maybe to 702786. That's a very short block. Okay, and from there we can just further dump like this because we have a nasty bear and bear flag. So this is ABC. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or this is maybe just like wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, ABC 4, 5. So this is how it can just simply dump, and hence, this now our resistance or rejection levels for the USD dominance has moved down towards, basically the invalidation has moved down to 5.51%. Basically, if it flips above the 5.51, then I'll have to consider it as a bullish for the USD dominance and bearish for the market, basically. So that's the reason, the risk reward makes sense for longs and not short at the moment. Similarly, for ETH as well, look at the structure. If you remember, I mentioned that ETH, if once it flips the red line, you can long it. And that 1859 was a long. Right now, if you're waiting for the longs, wait for it to have a trend breakout or 1932.6 flip, because that's a very strong resistance. We could not flip it. Once it flips here, you can long and you can aim for these levels of 1996, basically the whole fair value gap that we have around these levels. That's the biggest fair value gap you can see. So you can aim for those levels on ETH. And honestly speaking, I don't think ETH is going to stop there. So if it breaks out, we can go up. Of course, we will reject, come back down as a support. This is going to act as a support. And I think we will run it up to 2035. And in fact, in the red box, remember, this red box is where we short the market basically again. And I would like to see we are dumping back down like this basically. So this red box is the offload zone for ETH from 2086 to 2200. This is where you try to short, you try to catch the good short. Unless it flips it here, then we will look for $2,600 to $3,000. But at least we go in the red box. This is the bearish retest, and it's likely going to be more short on the market front basically. Solana is, in my view, have flipped as I mentioned, the red line. And yesterday on the stream as well, this was drawn, not yesterday, day before yesterday, that this red box is where we should be buying. Unfortunately, the red box got front run a little bit. I was expecting 118.5 to 119, and it just went down to 120.5, and it just pushed up. We got the 5 waves for now. Now there is a possibility is very high. This can be, ABC. The possibility is there. This can be ABC. And if we lose 130.5, basically this support that we have around these levels, if we lose, then yeah, we can short it. This can be like a deviation of the highs, and we can just go down towards 117, 118 to long it further, because then it's going to form a very nice M pattern formation like this. A very good harmonic would form at that point of time, but it's too hard to say. But that's why I'm bidding for challenge basically. I'm bidding these levels of support. There's a very good support here around 130.5 to 130.6, and that's the levels I'm bidding on Solana. Why? Because I consider this move as 1, 2, or maybe A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go up here and then break down further. Because the move that we saw here was A, B, and C, 3-wave move. So the 5-wave move would mean that we are more going down towards $100 and maybe under $100 practically. And this would be very, very nice for Solana, honestly speaking. Very, very good on heart and time frame, because that is going to, anything under $100 is going to be a good opportunity to buy. I have a very good levels around 98.7 to 96, very strong levels. Earlier I had levels at 112, and that gave a good bounce, as you guys can see. $112 bounce from, like a 21% move, since few days now, 11th March to 15th March, like 4 days, 20% move, and with like, $112. So the next bounce, in case if we start dumping, would be stronger bounce, would be at 98.8 to $96. Very good bounce that would be, sorry. So this is what I have. The good thing about the USDT dominance analysis, ladies and gentlemen, and we are still having the same plan for the USDT DOM. I'm just gonna hide it. Either it's going to be red or it's going to be green. We are holding up the red box, $215 billion. We went there, $215 billion. Around the blood moon yesterday, we went around 216.8. We are holding up these levels, which I think is good, but we are still not that good, because we are still under this resistance. You see, 241.4 billion. So if the price can start flipping up here, hold up, and then we can long whatever else you want with the stops. Like this is going to be your stops, and you can aim for the equilibrium first. That's going to be your first take profit target, and then later your target will be $330 billion. In case if you flip, you really want to short, no, you don't short it here. Don't short it here. You short when your others starts going down under, and you flip it here. Just short the market, because you might just see a nasty dump on the market for like 25 to 30% move, and going back down to $159 billion. You can get like $159 to $150 billion. And trust me, if we do happen to get this move on the downside, this is going to be the ultimate buy for the altcoins. Just don't afraid be afraid when if it just gives this dump. It's going to be the good buy. Why? Because if we go down like this, if we take the swing lows, you take the liquidity inside this, and the bounce is going to be the next range formation. The next range formation is up here, basically this levels. So you're going to see a rally up to these levels again, meaning that your buys can, of course you can't buy everything. Your buys can give us a nice easy 44% move in maybe like a day or two. And we're just going to form a range there. So we will form a range like this, double top, accumulation, and then maybe breakout, something like this. So in case if we lose it, now this is the worst case scenario. So basically if you're looking to short the market, you just have to be patiently waiting for the shorts, especially for altcoins, because the upside risk, I mean, we are in the no short no long zone territory, if I would have to say. If you really want to long, this is where you would have long $215 billion with your stops under like $212 billion, like 2.5% stop loss. And if you really want to short right now, which I would not recommend at this point, I would not recommend any shorts. Basically, if you really want to long right now, you can long it. Remember, your stop loss will still be under $212 billion. Now that your stop loss will be slightly wider, it would be 8%. So you need to aim for at least 6.5% move, which is not that bad. It's going to be in 0.9R with a wider stop loss and the wider risk management. However, it can go for another, breakout would be 21 to 22% move on an upside. So we'll be forming a larger range over here. It's going to be a larger range. And the worst case scenario, as I mentioned, it's going to be like $330 billion. Now, why I mentioned this is the worst case scenario? The reason is, it's a very, 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 I would not say this is some sort of a bullish wolf waves or anything, or the 3 drive. The reason is we got a nasty volume over here, the high volumes up here. So normally in the 3 drive, the volume goes like this. We got a nice volume up here, so this 3 drive might not play out. And hence, why I feel that this move is A, B, and C. A, B, C. So that's gonna be like, B wave, and then we go down like this. So that 333, some sort of a thing. Then this is going to be the perfect exit. You might get it. So don't short at the point. You really want to short to the market. You can short it once we go back here under the red line, $250 billion. Just simply short it. Don't look for long opportunities, guys. Whatever the analysis we had, once other crypto market cap goes under $215 billion, close a single daily under, khalas. The altcoins are going to dump another 25 to 30%. Many might go just nuts, actually. So, it can be a very good opportunity for shorts at that point of time. But for now, no shorts, honestly speaking. Bitcoin, as I mentioned, I've done with my analysis for Bitcoin, USD DOM, Solana as well. Waiting for the levels. BNB is definitely looking strong. And the good part about the BNB is it had a very nice consecutive 1, 2, 3, 4 daily, green candles. Of course, my candles are yellow, but it's green basically. I've changed the color. So it's a green candles. You mean that it's formed very good, pattern known as 3 white soldiers. Now 3 white soldiers, normally when you have, like a green candle consecutively, normally then you might get a pullback like this, but then the pullback will go for another pop, something like this. So this pattern, that we have formed on the daily time frame for the BNB, and looking to the structure that we have, the RSI is knocking the door of 50, which is a resistance. I feel that there is going to be some sort of a pullback, after a move like this from 520 to 620, there is going to be pullback, and a retest of $550 to maybe 546 would be nice. And it should hold because it's a nice support, and should go for a retest of 650 minimum, and maybe it can push up to 828 as well. It all depends. But most of the likely, I feel that this is likely going to form a triangle. This is wave A, B, C, D, E, B, and then boom down, C. That is a triangle formation, but I've seen many times this triangle don't play out. So for now, just going to play the levels. This is your support. 547 is your support. 547 to 546 is your support, and your resistance right now is at $646 is your resistance. This is how I see a pullback is going to happen with something like this. Maybe it can just simply run up like this as well. But yeah, I think the pullback would be nice if it gives us. So this is the analysis that I have. Okay, one more alt, SUI. If you remember SUI, this was our plan. It perfectly played out, honestly speaking. A very good move, but not the way I would have expected, because I want to slightly more move on the upside, but it just did 5 waves. So this was A, B, C, clearly 3-wave move on the downside. And then you got 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning that SUI is literally topped here. And you would want to see SUI, maybe 2.29, push up to 2.36, and come back down for a retest of 2.2. Like this. It should hold the levels of 2.11 because you got a 5 impulsive move on an upside, and from there maybe we can run it up to 2.67 or so. I mean, this is literally going to be a nasty impulsive move for SUI. I think it can even push up till $3.12. So practically speaking, 2.2 to 2.21 is a good levels to buy some spots for SUI. Your invalidation would be 2.11, which means that it's a very good spot trade for SUI. Very good spot trade. Basically, the target would be this liquidity pool that we have. If not, then we can at least target the golden pocket zone, which would be around 2.8. So it's another 5 to 6 hour setup for spots for SUI. Losing this red line, 2.2, can give us a good short opportunity for SUI, but this is likely going to play out. AVEX long term, guys. I was talking with Urslan. No, not Urslan. I think I talking with someone else. And HTF. This is the logarithmic scale. What I feel for the AVEX is 13.1, 13.2 to maybe 12.9. Basically, these levels. This order block. Let me just draw this here. So this red box is a very good opportunity in my view for AVEX. Sorry, for this red box. Okay, the red box is a very good opportunity for long term, maybe because this looks to me like A, B, and some sort of a wave C. So practically, if AVE holds up here, the weekly support that we have around $13, I think AVE can run up like this. It's a very good thing to say, because it's like 1 and 2, and this is loss and accumulation that's happening. See the volume. We are on this dump. We have not seen a big volume. The volume is still pretty much on the downtrend from here. Since the volume is pretty much down, which means that some sort of accumulation is happening on the HTF, and we are also forming a bullish divergence from here. Sorry, not bullish divergence. We will form bullish divergence because the RSI is still under this support basically. So you can expect a bearish retest, something like this, and then further breakdown. And once RSI go like this, forms a bullish divergence on the weekly, would be nice, honestly speaking. So I think 13.1 to 12.9 is a good levels for AVEX for a long-term buy. Yeah, invalidation is under 10.7. If it loses, you just simply sell it. So practically speaking, your risk is going to be around, your stop loss cost to be around 16 to 18%. You can go with 20%. So if you are putting 10K on AVEX, which means that you might lose 2K on AVEX in that process, but the move on an upside is going to be minimum this M pattern formation, and it can go up till 6x, meaning that your 10K can make you 65K. So the 2K risk you're taking on the AVEX can make you 65K simply. Now, why I say this, because this chart is very different from others, because it's having a very good solid M pattern, and this is a really valid one actually, with 5 waves move on an upside, ABC on the downside, another ABC on an upside, and to 786. And now we'll be looking for another, you can say 5A move on the downside. And this is a very solid pattern, basically, very, very solid. So something, we might play out, basically. So let's see how this things, but this is something to keep an eye on. From the current price of 18.5 to $13, we still have 28% to 30% move on the downside left. So in case if the other crypto market cap go for nuts and it loses this red line, $215 billion or $215 billion, then you can short it. I think AVEX can be a good buy. It perfectly aligns with this plan as well. It will recover very nicely and swiftly. Similarly, everything will recover. Solana, AVEX, the alts that was strong will do very, very good, XRP, yes, I'm very much interested in shorts on XRP. I like Credible, and the Credible mentioned that can be a good long opportunity. Of course, this is his plan. Normally, he's good with XRP, and see what he means. And I'll give credit to him. Basically, it's not mine, so I'll give credit to Credible for this thing. You see XRP at the moment 2.4. My plan for XRP is still same, basically. I think because the lows are intact, we haven't took this lows. So this means that this is the levels to short, basically. These are the levels to short. 2.8 to 2.9 are the levels to short the market. What does he mean? Basically, so I personally feel that the PO3 is already in play, basically. How? So this was a accumulation that happened. This was a manipulation that had already got an expansion. So now what I feel is the move on the downside is some sort of a A, B, and C. Okay, another A, B, C on the downside. So you got a move on an upside with A, B, C, B, and C. And then again, you're getting a move on the downside, which is strangely ABC, A, B, or maybe 1. This is wave 2, possibly. But this would invalidate if it go above 2.64. So I don't know how this end scenario is going to play out on the lower term time frame. The lower term time frame wave counts are not clear to me at the point. But definitely, if it goes up here, it can be a good short with our stop loss beyond 3.07. I'm still aiming for this week. This is where the liquidity is. And if you look at the weekly time frame, which nobody should ignore it, basically, we have got a nasty engulfing candle, very, very nasty. Look at the monthly time frame. Monthly is saved. We don't get any engulfing. This is not engulfing candle on the monthly. However, the RSI is still in the bullish territory. The RSI is not bearish at the point. So the monthly is still bullish and the weekly is still bearish because we are under RSI based MA. And we are still above the 50, which is still, momentum is still good. Not that good, but good. And if you look at this, consensus over here, the consensus is still strong bullish, basically. So I would not short here. There is no level here. The levels are here, so we can short it, those levels. Now, there are possibility we might reject like this, and then go like this. Another, A, B, C, maybe W, A, B, C, X, A, B, C, Y, like this. Something like this can do, but this is going to be a very good buy in my view. So I am considering, or I am seeing this as some sort of a triangle formation, because there is a 333 waves, and normally 333 waves are a sign of a triangle formation normally. So this can be some sort of a triangle over here, as you guys can see. So very good triangle. This can be A, B, C, A, B, C, B, A, B, C, C, A, B, C, D, short it, E. Now this can be bullish, because normally these sort of triangles might be bullish as well. E, and then if we flip up here, we again go for a resistance, then we can break out and go for like this, just to make new all-time highs again, and then dump like this. So this can be bullish as well, but I will definitely look to short here. It's a very good short. At least you can make some money with this short, and 20-25% more the downside with that sort of money is good. Now this is the bullish triangle. The bearish triangle would be like this. The move on the downside. That's a wave A. That's a B, C, D, E, collapse, dump. So that's gonna be a very nasty bearish divergence, bearish, triangle as well. And hence, it brings to my point that this levels, the key levels basically. It's a very key. 2.84 to 2.9 is where whenever the price goes there, you short it, clean short. Don't think about it, just short. 3.1 is going to be a stop loss. Say, talking about CRV. So CRV, the daily plan did not play it. I would have wanted the move to 1.58 from here, but it did not play. It seems like it's okay. We will look for an alternative plan now. So CRV basically retracing, or the complete move is the first negative sign for the CRV. Basically, whatever you want to say, it's bullish or whatever, blah blah shit, I don't care. This is the first bearish sign, a major sign for a CRV. Now if it really wants to be bullish, it needs to flip the 53 cents, basically these levels of 53 cents. It reclaims this, then we can talk about if it's bullish and can pump it up to $1. Till then, just forget about it. You look at the picture over here on the weekly time frame. Look at the RSI. RSI is gone case. Basically, on the weekly, look at the daily time frame. Daily time frame is still giving me some sort of a chop bull vibes. Not like a bull vibes, but chop bull vibes. Meaning that it's going to be a lot of chop up and down before there's some sort of a nice breakout. But yes, there is. If you just draw from the Fibs perspective, it should respect 786 Fibonacci levels. If it's not, and if it's going to 886, then we have a problem. Yeah, so 31.86 is your invalidation. If it really bullish, then it should bounce from 31.86. Losing 31.86 and khalas. This shit is gonna dump. Dump in the sense it's gonna dump crazy, unfortunately. So if you look at from the CRV perspective, I'm seeing some sort of a bullish divergence on the daily, as you guys might be seeing as well. So there is a bull divergence. RSI is above the RSI based MA, which is still good, but we are still under a resistance of 50. So the momentum is still slowly and gradually building up. In case if others crypto market cap hold this $251 billion, as I mentioned, and if it flips this $241 billion, CRV can be a good buy. Can be a good buy. It can, maybe it can, just do something like this to 51 cents, flip it up, and can run up at some point towards this levels, basically, of 86.3, which is a good money, basically, very good money, like 60% move on an upside. So at this point, you just need to wait for the CRV. Right now, it's bearish. It has lost the levels. It is bearish. The structure is bearish. 32 cents seems more likely at this point than 86 cents at this point. So we'll just have to wait on and see how the other crypto market cap flips the levels of $242 billion. If it flips, you can buy CRV. If it's not, then forget about it. Just short it. HBAR, another shit coin, and like an XRP, basically. It's a very good accumulation. 1212 weekly EMF 50 bounced off. HBAR, I'm just gonna put it. I need more context to this chart, so just going to chart on Binance because I have a lot of historical data there. So if we look at from the logarithmic perspective, I'm just going to put the logarithmic chart because it's very clear. One thing is the move that we saw on the weekly was bullish move basically. So this move is definitely from the lows. We have a bullish engulfing candle on the weekly on 4th of November, and after that, it just kept on pumping, like it did more than 10x. This shit coin did more than 8.3 basically. So at this moment, if we just have to talk about if we just have to talk about HBAR, this is going to be your highs, your range highs, and that's gonna be our range lows. We did some sort of a double bottom, clearly. Two possibilities, guys, two possibilities with this thing. This was your diagonal, let's say. So that's a 5 waves, and the move the downside wave B, or this is wave 1, wave 2, another wave 3, or maybe wave 1 of 3, 2 of 3, boop, 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 boop. It goes like this. Or this is simply wave A, wave B, and wave C, and collapse, the top is in, maybe. Or so at this point, if we just look at from the levels perspective, we have nice support around 14.3 cents. That's where you can long some 14.5 to 14.3 basically. A very good levels to long. Our weekly RSI is at support right now, and even if we go back under slightly, it would give you a very good buy opportunity, 14.4 to 14.3. It's gonna give that bounce for sure, because we have weekly EMA 50. So I think it's gonna give you that bounce. From there, either it goes up like this, or it just goes up like to the order block that we have these levels, and then further dump like this. So two possible. So this is a good levels, 14.4 to 14.3. Very, very good levels. Very good levels. You see? Breakdown, retest, rejection, a breakout. It's kind of going to give us a bullish retest, if it's bullish, of course, bullish retest, and then push up. So 14.4 to 14.3 is a good levels for HBAR. Definitely, I'll also hop in. I'll just buy some in case if it goes there. That just gives us a good bounce. Not sure how far it will go, but definitely a good bounce. As I mentioned, this bounce can be either it just maybe do something like this from here, and another new all-time high 3 to 4x, can go 5x as well, or simply it just does a dead cat bounce of 100%, 1x, and then dump. So whatever it does, but this is the good levels, either 1x or either 5 to 6x. But this is a very, very good levels in my view for HBR. 18 cents. You really want me to say 18 cents? Let's just remove the logarithmic chart and look at the fib levels. So this is a double top sort of thing, and this is a very clean neckline you have got. So we are under the neckline basically, and it's like a bearish retest. So practically, if at all, if you really want to long 18 cents, I really don't have any levels on 18 cents basically. But if you look at the structure perspective, you have a liquidity under these levels, okay, which is 16.5, and you have a very good order block here. That's where we front run the whole thing, this thing. So practically it starts from 14.4 cents to 13 cents practically, which aligns with our target of 14.4, 14.3 cents. LTF, if you're really aiming for long at 18 cents, like 18 cents this way, then I think you should be aiming not for 18 cents, but you should be aiming for this 16.3 cents. And the bounce should be around 21 cents to short more to these levels. So this is another, accumulation, go up here, another accumulation, and then we go up here. Something like that for HBR, but at least I'm not interested at the moment, honestly speaking. I'll be interested in this red box, maybe, but at least not for now. I'm not interested right now here or 18 cents. So that's the overall plan for the market. Total to crypto market cap, ladies and gentlemen. Total crypto market cap is at resistance. $1 trillion is at resistance, guys, and feeling very, very, very less energy at the moment because of the fasting. Ramadan fasting is going on, and even it is not forming some sort of a 3 drive. 1 2 3 4 5 A B C. Yeah, I think if this holds 999.99, let's like almost like 1 trillion, we can see some bounce like this, maybe, along with the USA dumping, and then we can dump. But eventually I see that you have a nice liquidity pool, so it will dump like this at $700 billion. This is not going to end well. But at least I'm not worried about the downside at the moment. I'm more worried about catching the move on the upside. So that's what I'm gonna play basically. SP gold, last chart for the today gold. As I mentioned, the gold is still in a uptrend. 3030, 3000 is tagged, and honestly speaking, guys, I sold my 50% spots yesterday. I mean, physical gold and whatever they gold I have, the digital gold as well, basically on paper gold. So they give you a certificate for the gold actually. So I think Monday we will see some pullback towards 2968, and we will start running up to 3030. Another pullback like this, and then we will target 3051. This is where I will sell my gold bags fully. I don't care if it bumps another 15% or it goes to 3200. I don't care. I've already explained why I don't care if it pumps to 3200, because in this red box, if it pumps like 15% to 3500 or 8%, the downside risk from here is a lot more actually. It's like 10 to 11%, 2700 to 2687. It's a lot more. And looking to the structure, wave 1 2 3 4, this is very clearly 5 waves, guys. So I think this is it. And if it go up to 3050, I will definitely sell it, and this can come back down like this, easy peasy. So this is the plan for the gold. I'm still holding my silver physical, and I still expect silver to hit $40, but it can hit $40, and I think it will outperform gold basically. The plan is on point, playing out from $31, and it's still going on basically. And I'm still waiting and hoping for silver to do something out of the context. Basically, it's very, 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 very not so good for silver if this plays like this. So in reality, I feel that silver will outperform basically. 40 cents is the levels. Just look at the weekly time frame. Yeah. So if I have to tell you on the weekly, somebody asked me a few days back, what is the definition of a cup and handle? How do you define the cup and handle? This is the definition of cup and handle. If anybody wants to see this, it's here. I mean, this is the clear-cut definition of cup and handle. I'll show you. Hold on. The past brush. Perfect. Even this counts for now. So the definition of a cup and handle. So basically, I think silver is in this cup. Okay, and we retested the 0.5 Fibonacci levels for a handle. So very, very, very good. Bull flag basically. We broke out of the bull flag, had a retest, and then push it up like the way we are moving up. So I'm considering this move as some sort of a wave 1, wave 2, and we are in a wave 3 basically. So the wave 3 is going to end. The cup and handle target for silver, and I'm a long-term bag holder for silver, guys. I might be wrong on this. I would be very, very happy to be wrong on this, but at least I will not lose anything out of this. I'll gain out of this. So normally the target for silver in the next few years, like a decade, probably around $653. That's a 40x, I would say, because we bought silver. If you remember, we bought silver around here, $23 to $22 2 years back. We are riding up, and I've been vocal about it. I'm just keep on buying it. And there are two possibilities. This is wave 1. This is wave 2. Another wave 1, we go up to feel the neckline around 48 cents. From there, give a rejection, maybe pull back to $26 is still a possibility. Okay. And that's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we go for 2027, 2028 is going to be very good in my way for silver. Silver breaks to $145, easy peasy. Not 145. My target will be on upwards of $265 minimum. And if you just look at from this context, HTF, this looks great. LTF also, I believe, and I'm expecting silver to go to at least $40. We will see at that point of time if we reject, but $40. And if it flips, then we go up to $48. The low of 18.9 to 18.8 is safe for silver. It's clearly safe. It's a very big cup and handle. This is the definition of a cup and handle. This cup took almost how many years to form? It took almost how many years? Just look at this. 11,410 days. This sort of a big cup. And a handle took almost, for formation, it took almost 3,220 days. Just imagine 11,410 days for silver to form its cup. And then 3,220 days for another, more than 25 years of forming a cup, just a cup, and then handle another 10 years. Just imagine, not exactly 10 years, it's under 10 years, but 8 to 10 years. And then you can expect a bigger rally on silver, and it's going to be very, very nasty. If you really want, or if you really ask me where you should put your money, if you have like free money, and if you really want to put your money, if you want to decide between real estate and silver, I think silver is going to outperform real estate in the next few decades. I think in 10 years, if your real estate is going to give you, 150% gains or 200% gains, if your property is going to double, triple, I think clearly silver is winning. Even from $330 to $33 to $145 is how much percent gains? You see, it's clearly 325%. No, something is wrong. Yeah, it's logarithmic, that's why. So clearly, from these levels of $33 to $33 to $145 is clearly going to be roughly around how much percent gains? Yeah, 335.7. So 335.7 is still good. It's not bad. So, HTF silver is good. Honestly, the target for this bullish cup would be cup and handle would be, as I mentioned, 600 is a very, very logical target for silver basically. Once it breaks out, it's gonna take a decade. It's gonna take 8 to 9 years for this to play out, because the cup took almost like more than 30 years, more than 30 years to form a cup. Another 9 to 10 years to form a handle. So definitely it's going to take another 9 to 10 years to give us that big rebound, maybe probably around 2035, 2036, we can see silver around those levels. But yeah, I mean, eventually we will go there. So if you really want or aiming to buy long-term silver, I think $26 to $24 is where you buy, in case if it gives you dip around 21 again. Maybe if you're lucky, then just keep buy big bags. Now my interest is slowly and gradually building in palladium. You can say platinum or palladium, it's one and the same. So it's at $994 per but I am aiming for some sort of a move down back to somewhere around these levels of 336, because one thing is very clear. I mean, very, very clear, because when we started an uptrend 1969, where it pumped up to $1,000, we retested 786. A very similar move, if I have to capture it, we started in 1983, and a pump we got in 2008 before a dot-com bubble crash. We already went to 786, but we just need a double bottom sort of thing, one more move on the downside. That's where I will chip in. That's where I put my money. And I feel if just look at the logarithmic scale chart, you will see how this chart looks so bullish. Very, very bullish. This is the most bullish chart, you can see. I mean, it can dump back down to, of course, 392 as well on the logarithmic scale. Maybe like this, it pushes up and then goes like this. I would be a big buyer here, $400 to $300. I'm just gonna forget my money. Might just probably put my 2-3 million bucks here and just forget. If it loses 50%, it's fine, but the pump would be amazing. It can just go to 10K basically. The 10 to 13K, it's going to be amazing. The risk reward is amazing. So buying around the 786 Fibonacci levels. So we can just put our stop loss at 140 here. It's a very wide stop loss, but you can play it very clean with a stop loss around just 25%. And you can aim for, you see, in 1979, from that thing, we pumped almost 1.13. Where is 1.13? Or maybe you can say 1.72. No, it pumped more actually. It went to 1.414 almost. No, it went slightly beyond that, between 1.618. Yeah. So if I have to have the similar target for it, yeah, I mean, this is okay. 13,000 might be an exaggerated target, but yes, anywhere between $5,000 to $7,000 can be a good target. See, anywhere between this. So like 16x on platinum. And of course, it's good to own some platinum. Your wife or girlfriend will appreciate a lot. It's a white gold basically. It's not a yellow gold, but the white gold. They love platinum, So platinum can be a good one, basically. Uranium might explode, and I've been very vocal about the uranium stocks. You can't buy uranium, of course. You can just invest in companies, those who are in enriching uranium or something like that, but you can't buy uranium. So that's all for the today's stream, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll be updating very good pointers in Discord after the stream. So have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.